Think about this. If you made $50,000 last year, you probably paid around $7,500 in federal taxes. That's about 15%. But guys like Jeff Bezos, whose wealth jumped by $13 billion in a single year, paid just $973 million in taxes. That's 0.98%. You paid over 15 times more in taxes than one of the richest men alive. And Bezos isn't alone. Elon Musk, Bloomberg, and other billionaires have legally paid tax rates as low as 3.4%, while most Americans pay 15 to 22%. How do we know that, you ask? In 2021, ProPublica got its hands on leaked IRS files that pulled back the curtain on America's 25 richest people. In just 5 years, their wealth grew by $401 billion. But they only paid $13.6 billion in taxes. That's a true tax rate of just 3.4%. Lower than what most people pay on a single paycheck. For the first time in U.S. history, the ultra-rich are paying lower effective tax rates than working-class families. And it's not an accident, it's a strategy. A 3-word formula the wealthy use to build generational fortunes while paying almost nothing in taxes. Buy, borrow, die. Here's the truth. While this strategy might seem out of reach, it's based on principles anyone can apply. The difference is knowing the rules, and that's exactly what we're going to break down. First, most people tend to fall into an income trap. Imagine you're trying to fill a bucket with water, but the bucket has 3 giant holes in the bottom. You work your ass off to pour water in the top. That's your salary. But before you can even use that water, it's already leaking out through the holes. You make $100,000, the government immediately takes $30,000. Gone. You want a house, a car, maybe some credit card debt? The banks are waiting with their hands out. That $300,000 house will cost you $576,000 by the time you're done paying interest. Everything gets more expensive every year, but your salary barely keeps up. So you keep pouring water faster and faster, working overtime, getting side hustles, grinding harder. But the water keeps leaking out faster than you can pour it in. Now, while you're desperately trying to fill your leaky bucket, billionaires have figured out how to flip the game completely. Instead of pouring water into a bucket, they've built a dam that collects water from everyone else's buckets. So how do they escape this trap? That's where buy, borrow, die comes in. The ultra-wealthy figured out something most people never learn. Don't chase income. Acquire appreciating assets. Instead of working for money, they make money work for them through stocks, real estate, businesses, and even art. Here's the trick. Something called unrealized gains. When your stock portfolio grows from $1 million to $5 million, that $4 million gain isn't taxed until you sell. Same with real estate. Buy a property for $2 million, watch it grow to $6 million over a decade, and pay 0 taxes unless you sell. This is how wealth snowballs without triggering massive tax bills. But you might say, you can't pay for yachts and private jets with unrealized gains, right? You need actual cash. So what do billionaires do? They never sell. Instead, they move to phase 2. When you own $100 million in assets, banks treat you like royalty. You walk into Goldman Sachs and say, I want liquidity but don't want to sell. They smile and offer you a credit facility at incredibly low rates. Here's the deal. They'll lend you 50% of your stock value or 70% of your real estate value at just 2.5% interest. So with $100 million in assets, you get a $50 million loan for just $1.25 million per year in interest. The bank loves this because you're guaranteed income for them. You love this because you're accessing your wealth without triggering a massive tax bill. But the most brilliant part? Phase 3. When you die, something magical happens called step up in basis. Let's say Grandpa bought Apple stock for $1 million in the 1990s. It's now worth $10 million. If he sold while alive, he'd owe capital gains tax on the $9 million profit, at least $1.8 million to the IRS. But if he holds until death, the cost basis steps up to $10 million on the day he dies. The heirs inherit it at the current market value with 0 capital gains tax owed. This means they can even sell the asset the next day, keeping all the appreciation tax-free. That $9 million in gains? Never taxed, ever. The loans? They're often paid off by life insurance policies held in trusts. The heirs get clean assets, and the wealth transfers tax-free to the next generation. This isn't just theory, my buddy. UBS reports that $83 trillion will transfer between generations over the next 20 to 25 years. Most of it will happen through strategies exactly like this. But here's what really gets me fired up. The system is designed so that if you own assets, money flows to you. If you own nothing, you work for the system. The difference between rich and poor isn't intelligence. It's that rich people make their money work for them, while poor people work for money. Every month you delay is compound interest working against you instead of for you. While billionaires are using these strategies to pay 3.4% tax rates, you can use scaled-down versions to build real wealth starting today. If this opened your eyes and maybe pissed you off a little, good. That means you're paying attention. The game is simple. Own appreciating assets, borrow against them instead of selling, and pass them down with tax advantages. While most people are stuck paying 37% income tax plus interest on after-tax loan payments, the ultra-wealthy are building generational wealth using the same tax code. And now, you know that they know how to use it. Your move. Are you going to stay trapped in the income hamster wheel, or are you ready to start playing the wealth-building game like the ultra-rich do?